So I'll tell you a story. I was out early yesterday, early in the morning, looked up and saw the stars in the sky. And ever since this happened 20 years ago or so, it always makes me think back to this moment. I was at a wedding about 20-ish years ago up north, bigger city than where I was living at the time. Had a lot of friends, a few family members up there. So we were at this wedding in this huge city up north. And the wedding itself and the reception was removed from the city, out at a country club, away from the hustle and bustle, away from the bay, away from the big buildings and the smog and the pollution. And I was standing outside next to a guy that was about my age with his father. And I didn't really know them outside of just being part of this wedding party. And the father looks up at the sky and he says, "Wow, just look at that." And his son looks up too. He's like, "Wow, that's amazing." You know how quick your brain works, in the span of a millisecond. I'm thinking, what are they seeing? Is there a spacecraft? Is the sky splitting? Is there fireworks about to go off? I look up and it was really the same star pattern, that I was looking at yesterday morning. It was a clear sky. There weren't any clouds, and it was just, you could see the stars. And initially I'm like, why is this amazing? Why do these guys seek pleasure in this? Why is this fascinating to them? And I realized that they were from that big city. They don't get the opportunity to see clear skies. They don't get the chance to see the stars that I see, all the time, just based on where I live, not in a huge city, somewhat in the country, a little further south. It's a reminder, it's a reminder to not take things for granted. I get caught up real hard in trying to get more, trying to see how much I can get, living in excess, wondering, am I going to get to go there? Am I going to get this toy? Am I going to get those shoes? Am I going to get to take this trip? And not really appreciating what it is I do have, what it is that I have done. There's many people whose their best day would be considered my worst day. There's many people that have not gone to the beach, that have not traveled out of the country, that have not ridden in a boat, that have not driven a boat, that don't have family within a phone call, within an arm's reach, that don't experience love, people that can't swim, people that haven't found real joy in their life. And a lot of times I find myself pushing and sweating and hurting and stressing over more, and not appreciating the things that I do have. The stars in the sky. The stars in the sky. As beautiful and as simple as they are, it's always a reminder. Your normal, your regular things that you take for granted are majestically beautiful for those that have never achieved it. Always strive to be better. Don't be complacent, but always appreciate the simple gifts that are part of your daily life. That's the story.